What's up, guys? It's Devin. I'm back with another big PSA mail day. This one is special. This is the beginning of all of the Marvel that I sent from 1990. So I opened up 2 full boxes of the 1990 Marvel universe, what was considered hobby boxes, I guess. I ripped 2 of them and graded basically everything that seemed reasonably conditioned. And I'm curious how many 10s I'm going to get. So this is the first batch. This batch was 106 cards. I know the grades already. I can't. It's too hard for me not to look when I've been waiting on this stuff for over a year. So I went ahead and looked. There was 22 PSA 10s out of the 106 cards, which I was actually extremely happy with. It was like a 20% gem rate exactly. But I will take that any day for cards that are dang near 30 years old. It's pretty high up there. So I'll unbox these for you guys so you guys can see what they are. It's a lot of the big names are in here. There's a couple that are really cool. Like I said, I already know the grades. I cheated and looked ahead of time. I couldn't wait. As soon as the sub popped, I had to look. But these are all from 1990 Marvel Universe. There's nothing else in here. I was pretty happy with the cards overall. I think there was only 20, if I can remember. We'll look at final numbers when we go through everything, but I want to say 26 cards got below an 8. The other 80 something were PSA 8s, 9s, and then 22 of them were 10s. So I'll go through them. We got a PSA 8 of Moon Knight, Lockhead, PSA 8. Aunt May as a PSA 10, one of the cool PSA 10s. So this is one of the base characters. So there's the lower numbers are like just like base characters on their own, and then there's like verses, there's like battles, there's comics. Cosmic Spider-Man. So this isn't like the main Spider-Man. There's an Amazing Spider-Man, but PSA 8 on that Spider-Man, which is cool. Anything that got an 8 or better, I was happy with. Silver Surfer is a PSA 10, one of the better PSA 10s. Silver Surfer obviously is a main character. Human Torch, PSA 8. Human Torch, PSA 8. PSA 5. There was a couple duds in here. This was the lowest of the duds, which was a PSA 5. Obviously unhappy with the 5, but PSA 8, Doctor Strange. Havoc got a 6. Havoc got a 6. Wolverine got a 7. Nightcrawler got a 9. Obviously was super happy with any 9 or 10. Rogue, PSA 10. A couple of these, I want to say Rogue was like pop 11 or 12. There's a couple of them that were really low pops, like 15 or lower. Invisible Woman, PSA 9. Punisher's Battle Van, PSA 7. PSA 7 again. PSA 6. There's going to be a lot of duplicates because when you open up a booster box, for those that aren't familiar, you get a lot of duplicates. I got to put out these stacks in order here. Where's my 7s? My 6s. And my 1-5. Obviously, like I said, the 5 was a dud. I knew that was a dud, but happens to the best of us, unfortunately. But again, I wasn't expecting, like, I didn't heavily evaluate this stuff. If there wasn't any like major flaws, I sent it in. The funny thing is, I think this is one of the packages here. One of the cards was deemed not of requirement size, and so it wasn't graded. I'm guessing it's this package. And it's just like, I know it was. They just must have miscut. Because like I said, these all came from the same. Just slide out. Guardians of the Galaxy. Didn't have the minimum size requirement. Unfortunate, but I guess that's what happens. So I'll put that in the dud pile with the 5. All right. Nick Fury, PSA 9. PSA 10 of The Thing, which was one of the better PSA 10s as well. I have a clear favorite for the PSA 10. Well, the best PSA 10 in my opinion out of the whole group. But you guys can comment what you feel like is the best one. PSA 9 of Power Man. PSA 9. PSA 7 of Dagger. Black Panther. There was 3 base Black Panthers, which is obviously a cool one. Black Panther is a pretty popular character. They all got PSA 6s. So there's obviously something in my boxes that I got that deem those to just be not very good quality, which kind of sucks. I did kind of see that theme though. If like one of the cards got a certain grade for the most part, if there was multiples of that same card, they all kind of got the same grade. So like there was one card that had 3 PSA 10s of the same card, and then like the Black Panther got 3 PSA 6s. All right, let's see. We got Havoc as a PSA 8. Famous Battles, Atlantis, PSA 9. Oh, is this the big one? Spider-Man vs. Venom as a PSA 6. Spider-Man vs. Venom as a PSA 10. This is my favorite by far. Probably one of the most iconic battle cards in the 1990 set. Spider-Man vs. Venom as a PSA 10. That was my favorite by far. And a PSA 9 of that same card. 9 of Armor Wars. Daredevil vs. Wolverine, 10. Daredevil vs. Punisher, 9. The Hulk vs. Wolverine as a 6. Again, anything that got like a 6 and a 7, I wasn't too thrilled with. But at the end of the day, I didn't evaluate these heavily, so I'm not like disappointed. I figured there was gonna be some duds. Silver Surfer vs. Thanos. Surfer vs. Thanos, 9. Kind of just played the numbers game when sending these in. Wolverine vs. Sabretooth has a 10. 10 Famous Battles, X-Men in the Savage Land. First Free / Skull War, PSA 8. Fantastic Four comic, Most Valuable Comics, PSA 10. X-Men comic, PSA 9. Amazing Fantasy, Spider-Man, PSA 8 comic. And another Amazing Spider-Man, The Punisher, PSA 9. Gotta make sure these stacks are right. Don't want them to get too off-keeled. It's the one thing you gotta love about slabs. They just stack together nicely. There we go. Keep it rolling. I know this is kind of like a slow and methodical video, but it's fun to give you guys a look at everything that I submitted. Plus, for anybody who's into 1990 or just Marvel in general, like, there's some stuff in here that's pretty nostalgic. I mean, there's some pretty decent, like I said, the PSA 10s, there's a couple of them that are super low pops. Like, there's one of them, the Rogue, I think, has only had a couple sales. There's one Cloak, which is a main character, or a base character, I should say. It's like a pop 11. There hasn't been a sale in over a year on eBay. I think like the last sale for a PSA 10 was in 2020. It's been like 2 years since a sale has happened. Like, that's crazy. Amazing Spider-Man comic, PSA 6. Amazing Spider-Man comic, PSA 6. Amazing Spider-Man comic, PSA 7. PSA 10, giant size X-Men comic. Another PSA 10, the Hulk and the Wolverine. PSA 10, most valuable comics. Tales of Suspense, Iron Man, PSA 9. Avengers comic, PSA 10, that was a cool one. Having Thor, you got Iron Man, Captain America. It's a pretty cool one there. Avengers, PSA 9, Team Pictures. Team Pictures, Brotherhood of Evil Mutant, PSA 6. Team Pictures, Brotherhood of Evil Mutant as a 6. Another 6. You see they kind of theme together. This is a 10, Doctor Doom. Spider-Man Presents Doctor Doom. PSA 8, Spider-Man Presents Dr. Octopus. Spider-Man Presents Silver Surfer as a 9. A 10, Spider-Man Presents Punisher. Magneto, PSA 8, Spider-Man Presents Magneto. Spider-Man Presents Iron Man, which was a cool one, PSA 10. Having Spider-Man and Iron Man on the same card. There's a 10 copy. PSA 6, Spider-Man Presents Wolverine. And then this is probably the most iconic card from the 1990 set. Is card number 161, the Stan Lee, which is sweet. Got the picture with all the different resemblances of Marvel characters in there, which is pretty cool. PSA 9 of that one. That's probably, like I said, the most valuable one as a PSA 10 right now, by far. I want to say those PSA 10s go for close to $500-600 for the Stan Lees. I'll go over the 10s again at the end. Like I said, there was 22 of them. And I know this is a slow roll video, so if you're still watching, I appreciate you watching. I'll have a lot more of these Marvels. There was 8 total subs, I think. I sent in 899 total Marvel cards from 1990 that I had opened up. PSA 8 Punisher. So there's going to be a lot more of these. So if you enjoy Marvel and seeing what some of these grades come out to, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Every time I get one of these back, I'll make sure to post a video of me opening it. Might get a little, repetitive, but stuff is still kind of cool. Nostalgic to see what stuff is getting 10s and what isn't. Cloak, this was the one. I believe it's a Pop 11. Pop 11 or Pop 12, and there hasn't been a sale of one in a year. Multiple years, and there's none listed. I think there's one listed. Somebody has one listed on eBay for $2,500 OBO, which obviously it's not a $2,500 card. That's the reason why that one hasn't sold. Loki is a PSA 9. There's some sellers that are unrealistic. Nightmare is a PSA 10. Sabretooth as a 7. PSA 9 Ultron. Magneto 9. Bullseye 9. The main characters, the ones that are just like the character in and of themselves, are the coolest. Sinister 8. The cards just look sweet. When it's like the battles, or it's like Spider-Man Presents, or the comics, or like the team pictures, I just don't think they're as cool. 9 Leader. Green Goblin 9. Obviously a pretty iconic villain there. Galactus 9. High Evolutionary 8. Nine of Apocalypse. Final one from this one was Red Skull as a PSA 8. I think there's one more box left. Yep. We're almost done. We're getting there. Now, the ones that are the coolest is the people who got, I think the most iconic thing that you can get from this set is the people who got the Stan Lee, the card number 161, the ones who got it signed by him before he passed away, and then got it encapsulated and graded as a PSA 10 with an auto 10 is sick. Ghost Rider, this one's pretty good. As a 10 copy. New Warriors as a 9. The rookies. Nomad as a 9. 7, Fool Killer. Famous Battles, Fantastic Four vs. Galactus as a 10. Spider-Man vs. Kraven as a 9. Spider-Man vs. Dr. Octopus, PSA 9. Daredevil vs. Bullseye as a 6. Boo. Daredevil vs. Bullseye as a 9. Daredevil vs. Bullseye as an 8. That was one of the few that had like different grades for every single copy that I submitted. Daredevil vs. Kingpin, 9. Daredevil vs. Kingpin, 8. Daredevil vs. Kingpin, 8. Silver Surfer vs. Mephisto, 8. Dark Phoenix Saga, Famous Battles, PSA 10. This was the rare one that all 3 copies got a PSA 10. I think it was the only one that had multiple copies of the same card get a 10. That was an interesting one. That's actually decently low pop too, which I was surprised about. X-Men vs. Fantastic Four is a 9. And the final one from the sub, Fall of the Mutants as a 9. All right, so this was the PSA 10 stack. Look at all this cardboard dust. It's ridiculous. All right, these were all the 10s. I'll do a quick highlight of them just because I think the 10s are cool. Dark Phoenix Saga ×3. The only one that had multiple copies. Fantastic Four vs. Galactus. Ghost Rider. Nightmare. Cloak, which was a low pop. Spider-Man presents Iron Man. Spider-Man presents Punisher. Spider-Man presents Doctor Doom. Avengers comics. Hulk and Wolverine comic. Giant size X-Men comic. Fantastic Four comic. Famous Battles, X-Men in the Savage Land. Famous Battles, Wolverine vs. Sabretooth. Famous Battles, Daredevil vs. Wolverine. Famous Battles, and my favorite from the sub, Spider-Man vs. Venom. The Thing, main character. Superhero, I should say. Rogue, superhero. Silver Surfer, superhero. And the famous Aunt May. So that was the stack of 10s. There was 22 of them. The biggest stack was the PSA 9 stack. Had the most copies out of the sub. This was the stack of PSA 8s. Small stack for 7s, which was nice. But then the PSA 6 stack was pretty decent. PSA 6 and 8s were pretty even. And then the 2 complete duds, the one that didn't meet the minimum size, and then a PSA 5. So, pretty happy overall. Hopefully you enjoyed that. If you're on YouTube watching this, comment what your favorite PSA 10 was, or maybe just your favorite card that wasn't a PSA 10. Your favorite card from the set, if you have a favorite one. But thanks again for watching. Hope you guys had some fun watching me open up this PSA submission. I'll be having more of these. I should have at least 6 or 7 more of the Marvel, specifically from 1990. So, like I said, if you enjoy watching these get open, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you can get notified when I post another video. But hope everyone has a great day, and don't forget to smile. Later, guys.